Joe, it's great to catch up with you, man. It's been a long time.
Yeah,
We've seen each other.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah, I appreciate that. Anyway, so the nature of this is Paul is one of my patients at HOOT HRT. It's been one of my best responders to the therapy and treatment. So I asked him if he wouldn't mind I come up and talk to him about his journey within the military, a little bit of family stuff, and then like the stuff that we've kind of gone through on the past couple of months with some of his therapy, some of his goods, bads, and things like that. So we'll take it away. So let's start about tell us about your Navy background, because this is where we met. We met in the Navy like 20 plus years ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. So I completed just shy of 22 years in the Navy. And so I came in around 97. You were already kicking around in there for a little bit. And we crossed paths in San Diego, but started out as a hospital corpsman, much like yourself. And so did a bunch of things as a corpsman, from lab tech to independent duty corpsman to just general duty corpsman stuff, hospitals, Marines, Naval Special Warfare, had a good run of all of it. And then ultimately went to physician assistant school, did the orthopedic surgery fellowship and specialized in orthopedics, and retired as an ortho PA.
Cool, man. So what did you take from the military and then bring out to like civilian life or retirement? Like what did you learn? What did you take from like the things you learned from the military, like habits or leadership and stuff like that, and incorporate into your family, like your business today?
Yeah, I think one of the things for me was that we are really organized, maybe more so than what we think we are coming out of the military, because especially if you stuck around for any period of time, you've had to do certain tasks over and over. You've had to manage people and a task list and somebody else's vision and all of these things, and become somewhat organized. And so as I came out into private practice in the civilian world, there was a lot of people that needed help with that. And so being able to utilize those skills as a PA, first off, was probably one of the biggest takeaways. It's almost like, are they really doing it this way?
Yeah, trust me, I know.
Yeah.
So if there's a hard way to do something, like I know exactly how to do that way, but like a military and also like training in jiu-jitsu has like taught me how to like analyze what's going on. Is there a different way to do this? Is there another path? Is there something I can do? So we talked earlier before we started, our gag reel is awesome, but you're running your own businesses now. So what type of business are you running?
So what I found in the first few years after the military was that I no longer enjoyed and was fulfilled by being a physician assistant anymore. I had a great experience while I was in the military, and it just was not the same in civilian life. And so after about 3 years of squirming to try and make it work and change as much of the things as I could, the common denominator was I was still a PA, and it wasn't bringing me the joy that it once did when I was in the military. And so when I ejected out of healthcare, I was trying to figure out what the next thing was going to be.
Yeah.
Taking all those traits that the military taught me and figuring out how I could leverage those into something else. And so initially it was real estate investing. And so fixing and flipping a couple houses here and there, learning about private money lending and loaning people that are in the real estate space money to get their projects done for a return. That was great. And so I really liked the lending side of it. I didn't like the herding cats of running a project on a flip.
Sure.
So that wasn't as exciting.
Good.
That then pivoted into an opportunity where my business partner and I started up a business. He invented something and he needed somebody to run operations. So he was the complete visionary, could figure out the idea and make the connections, but he just, couldn't execute, couldn't create the task list, couldn't see the problems and the hurdles he was going to have to get over. And so that's where I came in to help.
And so what are the biggest wins or proudest moments since going from military to civilian life?
Realizing that failure is required, right? So in the military and in medicine as well, failure isn't an option a lot of times.
It should not be.
Right? And so
catastrophically bad.
Right. And so you were taught this, you can't fail. Failure isn't an option. Well, the requirement in business is that you fail and realize how to problem solve, work around it, and find another better way to get through things.
Yeah. So what drives you now? What's the what makes you tick? Get up in the morning to do that?
Yeah, it's putting all the pieces together. How many problems can I solve today? How many new relationships can I make to make the next time I have to solve that problem that much easier?
Good. All right, so let's talk about health, right? So this is kind of like what I do for the most part. Obviously he did. So you started treatment with us, but before starting treatment with me, what were you struggling with as far as health-wise, mental health-wise, any sort of your struggles?
Yeah, so a lot of this compounded all at the same time, and retrospectively looking back on it, now it all kind of makes sense. Whereas at the time I was going through it, none of it made sense to me. since about 2012, gotten really passionate about endurance sports, specifically long distance triathlon. And so training long hours, eating whatever I wanted, burning all these calories, maintaining a good physique and good endurance was never a problem until I passed 40. And so I turned 40, I retired from the military, all these life changes, not only just transitioning out of the military, but unpackaging all of the baggage from the military that I didn't know I brought with me. In addition to metabolic changes, physical changes, trying to train the same way and the weight's no longer staying off, it's actually coming on and I'm working out more. And so then it was kind of like, well, what's going on? So trying to make the corrections that I knew how to make, I was trained much like you. I've got a medical mind deep down inside. And so thinking I could troubleshoot and problem solve that, even though that wasn't my area of expertise, I was running into a brick wall and I was getting really frustrated about that. And so that's kind of when we reached back out and connected again to really jump into what you're doing now with HRT. And so that's kind of the springboard.
So that was the motivation, right? Just kind of like, why is something happening? Why is the weight coming on? What's like, can't work out as much as before. Recovery's probably not as well.
Yeah, but in addition to that, so again, unpacking and dealing with all of the other things that were going on in my life, it was not due to a lack of some good therapy, good lifestyle changes, all of these other things. And then I was still having kind of mental fog, lack of interest in doing things, all these depressive type symptoms where, I had put a lot of effort and time into getting those better to still only have them stare me in the face. And so, when we had our conversation about how hormones could play into that, that was an eye opener for me.
Gotcha. So what did you think about starting testosterone or any sort of hormone therapy before? What did you think about it?
Yeah.
No, for me, it was
kind of one of those things, not for me, I could fix it. Right? Give me the tools and let me try and fix that. And again, up to us reconnecting in a professional way, I had been trying to do all those things that I thought I could do myself with lots of failure.
And if I could speak just briefly on your initial therapies, we actually tried to do DHEA, vitamin D, and clomiphene to kind of restart things and kind of just make it where we don't have to put on testosterone.
Right.
And it just didn't work out as well as testosterone replacement therapy. So we went on that. So what do you think about that now? Like, how are you feeling?
I feel absolutely amazing. Like, I didn't believe you, not because I don't trust you,
we got it.
Because I've known you for a long time, so obviously I do trust you. I didn't think I was going to be able to feel this good again, like with just the focus, the clarity, the drive, the direction. Yeah, it's been eye-opener.
Yeah, so I mean, would you recommend our business to anyone else?
Yeah, like if I could be your megaphone for you, like that would be an awesome job, just because again, having the background and the baseline knowledge to then have the results myself. I'm a firm believer in, if I've tried something and it was successful, man, I want to help as many people as I can.
So I love hearing that. And like I said on one of our text messages, like I love to get those sort of text messages from you or those messages from my patients that I actually truly made a difference in their life versus just prescribing something. And I really want to talk about the access. Like when you're a patient of our clinic, like you can text me like this, and I pretty much get back to you either instantaneously or within a couple of hours.
Yeah. And
I don't think you can really get that sort of value or access at any other clinics where you're just kind of left in the dark. Here's some medications, you'll figure this out on your own, so glad to hear that. So we talked about how it's optimized, how it's impacted your ability to lead, train, and work and live. And like, this is off script a little bit, but like, what's the next step? Like, what are you going to do now that your, thought process and your mental clarity is a little bit better and mental health and depressive symptoms like that? Like, what's in the future for you?
Yeah, it's really to accelerate this business, right? And so now that I have the ability and the clarity to really focus in on all the things that I'm trying to organize and get done in a day, just being able to execute, stay on top of those things has been great.
So, by all means, tell anyone about this business. Who is it? What is it? What does it do? What is it for?
Well, it's a far stretch from anything in healthcare.
So it'd be somebody listed this in these exactly.
Absolutely. So my business partner and I created a company called Dynamic Screening Enterprises, and we are a screening bucket company that makes screening attachments for skid loaders. So people in the heavy equipment, machinery space, construction, scrap metal reclamation kind of stuff. That's what our bucket is used for. And so my partner came up with this invention, designed it after years of being in that space, working for others, and realized the gaps in the market. And so then created his design based on those gaps. And again, I'm the operations guy. He is the visionary sales guy, but I'm completely fulfilled and happy with what I'm doing now because I just feel like I'm able to execute and do the things that are kind of my natural abilities on a daily basis. And so, yeah, it's been great.
Appreciate it, man. That's it. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yes. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
We'll see you.
See you.